So to get started, I create a template folder. So I've made a folder. It is full of templates. Let me unlink that. And you can see I have different things for different papers. And I usually guide them through the first few and then they start using their own. The other thing is that each of these templates is scaffolded. So it has perhaps the directions inside. It has direct links that I can put in links that'll take them to models or examples, as well as tutorials. And then I have spaces where I want them to fill in the pieces that fit. So I've created my template folder. The next thing I want to do is create student folders. So what I'm going to do is create a blank. What I did was I created a blank folder and then I added inside, I wanted two subfolders. So I wanted assignments and research articles. And I'm doing this on my desktop. And the reason I'm doing that, I'm inside my Google Drive. I have my syncing set up here. But if you try to copy a full folder on your desktop, Google will create lots of errors that are not going to be your friend. But it'll let you copy blank folders beautifully. So if I take this folder, actually, yeah, if I take this folder and hit Command C and then click in this box here. So I'm actually clicking over here. Every time I hit V, it'll create, oops, I clicked on the wrong one. Let's try that again. So copy, paste, Command V, there we go. Now it's doing it. So I can keep creating as many copies as I want. And I usually do a full set of 30 for a composition class. So I have extras in case I need them. I can always roll them over to another class. It's not that hard to do. The next thing I do is I go back to copying my docs from my template folder. So for this, I need two windows on Google Drive. I have my template, so my portfolio template, and then I have my folder where all of these folders are generating. So you can see them all populating here. And what I'm going to do is select everything I want to copy. Now I already have these two folders, so I'm actually going to unselect them. But then I can hit Command C and see how I have 14 items copied to the clipboard. So I have everything I want. And then I can open each folder and click inside the folder. So I've clicked in this big window and hit Command V again, and it tells me I'm copying 14 files. Now I don't have to wait for it to finish copying. I can click back here and open the next folder, and as long as it tells me it's copying, I'm good. And then grab the next folder and again, paste it in. The trick is to make sure that you haven't accidentally skipped a folder. So it helps to keep track. So that's how you copy them. If I want to put specific things inside the assignment folder, I have to open the assignment folder, copy the items that I want. So again, I'm going to copy them all. I'm not doing the digital journal. And I copy it, and then I'm going to go back. And this one's a little trickier. So that's why subfolders I don't generally recommend. But you're going to go in and open it, click and paste, and then I'm going to go back to Windows to get back to my folder, and then I'm going to open my next one. And again, I don't have to wait. I can keep going back, and and the folders will generate while I'm not watching it, which is really nice. Okay, the next step is to share each folder with each student Saddleback or IVC email. You can, from there, choose if you want to pass the ownership or not. So I typically, now I'm not going to show you how to open my site and show your class list with your student emails because of FERPA, but what you can do is I open them side by side and then I copy the email over. So if I go back in, I have to unclick here to make this generate. So if I go back into the, oops, wrong folder. So I go back into my class and I'm going to rename the folder. So I'm going to do a right click or a two-finger click, depending on my software. And I'm going to rename this with the student's name. And I just put the student's name in the front. Okay, so now it's been renamed. You can see it down here. And then I want to also share it. So I can either click the sharing icon or pull up the menu to share. And you just put the student's email in. So I'm actually going to use my email really quick and plug that in. If you've pasted it incorrectly, so if you paste it incorrectly, it'll generate the student's name and then you just hit send. You want to make sure the student has editing power. I allow it to notify the student and then I go ahead and I send it. Changing ownership is up to you. If you have set it so that you've shared the folder and passed ownership to the student, then the folder will generate inside their Google Drive for Saddleback. If you don't choose to share it, there is a chance, like sharing it gives a chance that they could change who has editing power. There's usually one or two who do it, and they're very nice about switching the editing back. If you choose not to share it, so you're maintaining that control, students will spend a lot of time looking for the folder in the shared with me location, and you will spend a lot of time helping students find their folder. So it's really up to you. That's not my favorite way to do it. And then to transfer it, you just go back to share. And so say I want to transfer it to my other account here or to another person, you just hit transfer ownership. Do I want to make it the owner? I can say yes. And notice it will not let me transfer outside of Saddleback. So this is why it has to be their Saddleback or their student account. If they have shared it with their personal account for some reason before you transfer, it will remove their personal account from there. You will stay on though as the creator of the folder. The other thing you want to do is prepare your students and expect to troubleshoot with them, especially the first few weeks of class on a longer class or the first couple of weeks on a shorter class if you're at an 8-week. You're going to spend some time working with students on how to find things or connecting them to the student technical support. After I've shared their folders,